Moving on to item 4.3, presentation, Sheriff Tommy Seagraves.
Thank you for this opportunity to be here, Ms. Mayor and Commissioners, also County City Manager and City Attorney. I guess if you want to spread rumors in Nassau County, I guess you can start it anywhere and it'll go across the county very quickly and very rapidly, but I always like to put rumors out first and foremost. So let me put a rumor out tonight by starting by saying I'm not here to take over, to try to take over, to attempt to take over, or even have a desire to take over the Fernandina Beach Police Department. And I want to clear that up real quick. The only way I can't take it over is, of course, by your vote to extinguish the police department, or, as I would recommend, because I am in this area of responsibility as a politician, is that you turn it to the people and not try to make it a decision of 5 people. I always think that it's stronger to listen to the voice of the public. So there has been rumors floating that I'm coming tonight to take over. By no means, as you've seen on your agenda, am I here for that reason. I'm here to try to bridge and to build on the communications between the 2 agencies, which I feel is very foremost important. But starting out to say that, I have an area of responsibility as a constitutional officer for this county. I'm your constitutional officer. I serve you. You know, like I like to use a saying, I can't help it, they built the city of Fernandina in Nassau County. But they did, and that's what I represent as Nassau County. I represent each and every citizen that sits here tonight and everyone that lives in the city limits. I'm the chief law enforcement officer by law, by constitutional law. Between me and the chief, there's a huge difference that's been ruled by the Attorney General. The Attorney General's ruled that the sheriff's is the paramount responsibility of law enforcement throughout the whole county, and if it become between a difference of me and him and that authority on a scene, the sheriff shall prevail, and the sheriff has that authority to take over a scene or situation. As we know, the city manager is the ultimate authority. I've read your charter of the police department. The chief answers directly to him, and that's where his responsibility or his duty. Matter of fact, the city manager is the only one that can call up for another police officer in an emergency situation, and it has to be done in writing, as I read in your charter. Understanding that, I want to try to bridge the communication problem and try to work on it. I think the men and women in Fernandina do an excellent job. I've been with the agency 26 years with Nassau County Sheriff's Office, but I was born and raised right here in Fernandina. I was born on 14th Street at the old Humphreys Hospital, and I graduated from Fernandina Beach High School, so my heart and soul is in Fernandina Beach. You know, and I get accused many times of being sheriff of Fernandina Beach, not sheriff of Nassau County, of course, by the opposite side of the county. But I take it and stand by it because that's where I was born and raised, and stand proudly to represent you in the city and trying to get the men and women to work together. You know, I think it starts with leadership. Myself and the chief have sat down. The prior chief had the same problem with the prior sheriff. I served 4 years as his undersheriff, and there was conflicts, constant conflicts between the two. And as we know in life, that's always built on communication breakdowns. I made an offer to the chief that you hired, you so chose to hire, to try to extend a hand of meeting once a month, just me and him, and he denied it. Didn't want to do it. So, you know, I've extended that offer and I've exhausted to that means, so I come to you tonight, who is at the top of the plate. I'm at the top in my agency. I make the decision, and I come to you tonight to try to see how we can work this situation where the citizens don't suffer because of it, but we try to be successful to protect and serve. I do have concerns in the city of Fernandina. If I want to buy drugs, I know where to buy it. Right here in Fernandina, 24/7. And I don't have to have CIs. I can buy it in Fernandina. I can buy it here. I have concerns a few weeks ago when I saw the news, and it just shocked me that an administrator was laughing and carrying a kind of a jovial conversation about a 15-year-old that was sexually battered. I take that to heart. That hurts me to see a 15-year-old be harmed in the community. And that happened in the city, and that was a city official that got on the news and laughed. You know, it was very heartbreaking to see that. It just burns me up inside to see that we don't take that seriously. Very seriously, I do. But I come tonight with the MOU that has been exhausted since I think around May. And I want to leave that with you, and hope that there's some way that you can come to your side of the offers to bring some resolutions. I'm going to leave a packet with you. You can bring it up. That explains everything, gives you a breakdown of the discussions that you may have concern or issues about, and I made each one of you a packet so that you can see some of the things that are understanding by the ruling of the Florida Supreme Court. And like I said, I don't know how to fix it, but this is the first time in 26 years of me being with the Sheriff's Office that I've seen a sheriff step up and extend some kind of offer to try to get the agencies working in the same direction. And I think it starts right here, and it starts with me, and that's why I'm here tonight, to be with you, to try to find a way to bridge that communication. And let's quit trying to be a power struggle. I mean, I've heard everything from that I'm God. Well, if I was God, I'm sorry, but the world wouldn't be turning the way it's turning. And I'm not God. I'm the sheriff. I'm the sheriff. There's two people standing here. It's Tommy Seagraves and the sheriff. You don't have to like Tommy Seagraves, but you have to respect the office of the sheriff, and that's what I stand to represent. I represent the citizens of this community as the office of the sheriff. And that's why I come tonight. I want to leave with you. I know you have to review it. I've already signed it. I've extended it to a 3-year agreement. I don't need mutual aid, of course, to come into the city, but of course the city needs mutual aid to come into the county. And I want to extend that hand to come back out, when we need them or when we call on their assistance. And I'd like to ask for the same thing for their assistance, whenever they've got situations, to allow us the opportunity. We have manpower, and you, the taxpayers, are paying for that. Why would you call Jacksonville Sheriff's Office when you have it right here in your own county that you pay for those services to be used? Use us. That's what you're getting your dollars for. So that's what I'd like to ask. And if you have any questions or something you'd like to bring up, I'm here to answer it.
What kind of problems are you having?
Seems to be a breakdown in communication. The biggest problem that I'm having is probably rumor control. That seems to be a fighting issue, is that I'm here to take over and I'm here to show power and authority, and I'm not. The office of the sheriff has the power and the authority. It isn't me. And there seems to be a conflict between the two agencies that I can't put a handle on. I don't understand it. We extended our offer back when the bank robberies happened. My agency had stepped up and basically solved it. That situation before the robbery had even occurred in the city. We were right on the tail of it at that time, and I brought the police department in on it, and they were part of that process. But I never even got a thank you from the agency for asking for their assistance or having their assistance with us.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, and I'll leave this
Appreciate it.
MOU with you.
All right.
I'll leave it with you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 4.4, budget summary.